Yes, I'm a project delivery manager for a company that does electrical engineering. So my job is to provide and make sure the execution of projects gets carried out correctly. So I have a team of project engineers and project managers, and I work with technicians on the shop floor to help design, build, and deliver electrical products such as switchboards and switch rooms. So a lot of the products that we build right here in Western Australia go out to mine sites and customers like grain companies, mining companies all across Australia. So and locally in WA. So we definitely contribute to the industry, which is great. So I started off as an electrician, as an industrial sparky on the tools, and I did that for about 10 years. And I really wanted to progress into something more challenging, something more technical, something where I could maybe have a bit more of a leadership role. And so I decided to put myself through university to get an engineering degree, and I did that part-time over many, many years. And eventually, when I got qualified, I was able to practice as an electrical engineer and later on as a project manager. And that transition was going from on the tools where you're physically pulling in cables or terminating things, building things with your hands, to now I'm very much in an office-based role, but I get to oversee a much larger scope of works, and it comes with not harder or not easier, but just different challenges. Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Being able to understand what's going to actually happen in real life on the floor, not just on the workshop floor, but also out on site, is a huge advantage. I think the university system obviously works to a point to train people up academically on how to do the job, but there's nothing that really beats that hands-on experience as a complement to the theory. If you say that you're a qualified tradesperson and you've been on the tools for 10 years and you've got a degree, it's very easy to get a job, as opposed to if you just went straight out of school and you've got a degree, you're competing against every single other person that's in the same situation as you. Every single person that graduated with a degree is also applying for those same entry-level roles, whereas if you work your way up, you have that experience plus you tick the box with the qualification. The downside is that it takes a lot longer. Yeah, so I left school when I was 17. I joined the New Zealand Army briefly. I was there for a year and a half-ish, and I decided I wanted to do a technical trade. So I started my apprenticeship as an industrial sparky. I worked, like I said, on the tools in industrial environments, so for fertilizer companies and on kiwi fruit orchards in New Zealand. And when I finished my electrical apprenticeship, I moved over to Australia, and I worked doing FIFO work into the mine sites in Queensland, and then I took other industrial jobs in Melbourne. And that was during my time in Melbourne is when I was studying to become an engineer. And then when I finished that, I got my first engineering roles, and then since then I've had more management roles, so project manager, service manager. I've had some general manager roles, and now currently a project delivery manager. So to become an engineer, the most traditional path is to have good grades in the maths and sciences in school, enroll in university, and you do a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering or some other similar discipline. And then once you finish that, you would start off as a graduate or undergraduate position and just build your experience up. Or you could do it the way I did it, which is becoming more common these days, which is that you could start on the tools as a tradesperson and do your university part-time until you're qualified, and you'd finish your first apprenticeship, and then by the end of that, a few years later, you could be qualified as an engineer as well. Yeah, so being an electrical engineer, I guess the pros are it's a very stable career path. There's, especially in Western Australia, if you're a qualified engineer, probably in almost any discipline, you're not going to struggle too much to find work. Some of the cons are engineers would typically do a lot more travel than other professionals. So if you're qualified as an optometrist or a doctor or an accountant, you're probably going to be city-based or in an office. Engineers, just because of the nature of the work that we do tend to go to sites a lot. The role I have right now, I don't. I do all the manufacturing here. But a lot of engineers, all my friends and engineers, do spend a lot of time doing FIFO work and spending time on site doing commissioning. So that's something you probably need to consider. Yeah, management roles. I mean, the pros are you get to help develop people, which is one of the most rewarding things you can do. You're not working by the hour. There is no job in management or leadership where you're counting down the hours. Your days go so fast because there is so much to do. The work never stops. So it's very rewarding in that sense. Yeah, but the cons are it comes with a bit of stress. And anytime that you're accountable for people or quality or finances, you're going to have at least some level of stress. It's just powerful of the course.